Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Brandon Prez. I work in the Office of Admissions as the lead transfer advisor and tag program coordinator. And this evening, you all will be hearing from our University Honors program here at UC Merced. Well, they'll be covering information on their program and also an opportunity for you all to ask any questions from my campus colleagues here. So I'll go ahead and let them go ahead and introduce themselves, and then we'll get started with the presentation they have. Thank you.
I'm Holly Moyes. I'm the faculty director of the honors program here.
Hello, my name is Sunny Nelson. I am the coordinator for the University Honors Program. Looking forward to tonight and meeting everyone.
My name is Mark Stewart. I'm an academic advisor and the University Honors Program Advising Coordinator. If you make it to the program, you will see a lot of me.
I'm Lily. I'm one of the University Honors Program peer mentors. I'm a second year student at UC Merced and a second year in the honors program.
Hi, my name is Shruti. I'm also one of the mentors for the honors program. I'm in my third year and I'm super excited to potentially work with you all.
So first of all, welcome. We would like you to be Bobcats. Well, we like being Bobcats ourselves, and we this is our Bobcat. So we want you to join us in the Bobcat one of these days, and we hope you choose UC Merced. So first of all, I like to talk a little bit about your opportunities to visit us. So we have a welcome center here on campus, and it's open for family tours Monday to Friday, 8 to 5, Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 5. And if you're interested in that, I'm going to give you a second. If you want to scan that, you can scan and make an appointment to come have a tour. And so that would be great. And then we also have weekends where we're going out to you, and we also have our Bobcat Day coming up in April. So yeah, that's another opportunity. You can come and visit the campus, but do come and visit us. And for any of you who are interested in the honors program, we're going to give you our honors email at the end, and we also have a website. So you can email any of us in the honors program, and we would be happy to meet you. If you're coming to campus, we'd like to have you up to the honor space and you can meet some of the honor students. And also, we would love to meet you as well. So please feel free to do that. So the picture you're seeing is our very first cohort. So our first cohort was a very small cohort, and Lily is in that cohort. So we started out with 60 honor students. And we're going to be admitting another 75 freshmen this year. So we are growing, but this was our first cohort, and they're doing their Bobcat thing. There you go. So we also have some regional receptions coming up. And if you want to take a screenshot of this, you're welcome to. This will also be posted online. So if you don't have time to do a screenshot or take a picture, you will be able to see this online later. So this is being recorded, as you know, and you'll be able to get access. So we are going to different parts of California at different times. And then Bobcat Day is the big one. So, come and bring your family for Bobcat Day. Bobcat Day is really fun, by the way, because there's lots of giveaways. We have lots of bling for everybody. You get to meet like lots of people. Last year we had a lot of students attend as well, so you get to meet some of the honor students. There's a lot of free food. It's great. Come to Bobcat Day and bring your friends, bring your family, bring your little sister. Everybody's welcome to come to that. So that's another really, really good thing. I encourage you to come to Bobcat Day. So today, to talk about the program, first, we've introduced you to ourselves, so you've already kind of met us. But we do want to talk about some of the benefits to being in an honors program, what the requirements are. So there's two sets of requirements. There's the curricular requirements, which is, of course, the classes, and then what we call the co-curricular requirements. And we will talk about those. And then we'll talk a little bit about the application process, because a lot of people do have questions about that. And if you can, please go to our website and have a look because there's everything about the program I'm going to say today, and there's lots more information about the program on our website. The website's quite thorough. And it's kind of fun. We have pictures of our students and things like that on there too. So please go to our website and have a look at it. And it'll also kind of help you with your application, I think, as well, if you know a little bit about the program. So we've already introduced ourselves. I'm Holly. You met Mark, our advisor, and you met Sunny, who is our overall honors guru. If you have any questions, she can really help you out with answering them, especially when it comes to dates. And she also holds up national monuments, so she's pretty incredible. That's one of her superpowers. You've also met Shruti, you've met Lily, and Lori Ann is going to be joining us in a little while. I think she's in class right now, but Lori Ann is another one of our students from that first cohort who's now one of our peer mentors. And so our peer mentors are also really, really helpful. So they help with all kinds of things. They help with homework. They help with just getting adjusted. They help with all kinds of information about how to do things. They run all kinds of special programs that they have thought up for themselves or that they want to run. So they also have, fun things that they coordinate. So our peer mentors are wonderful and they're good people to get to know. So our honors program, I don't know if you realize this, but every honors program in the whole country, in any university, there are no two alike. They're all a little bit different, and they have different things that they focus on and different ways of going about doing their curriculum. And so our program has some really specific goals that we're very excited about. So of course, academia is always a part of these programs. And so we are looking for people who excel academically, but they really want to do more. So they want to show a little bit more of themselves than just I'm a good student, right? And one of the things is that, we're looking for people who want to give back to their communities. And we're finding that all of our students on some level, have communities that they're really interested in giving back to. So that's a really important thing. This whole community engagement piece is part of our program. One of the nice things about being in the program, of course, is that you're with like-minded scholars. So you're along with people who are interested, are creative, are interested in learning and motivated. And so there's all that. And then we also have honors courses that we offer, and we have some special opportunities for honor students that other students don't have. So I'll talk about those in a little bit. So one of the things we have is that we have an honors seminar. So every year you will take a 1 hour honors seminar, but we also have honors courses and we have courses by contract. I'm going to talk about that down the line. We do offer, and for the first time this year, we're going to be offering some travel scholarships and also some research scholarships. So we're about to send applications out for people who are interested in funding their research, so their own research, or if they're going to give a paper in a meeting, or they just want to go to a meeting, right, and meet other people. We have some people doing study abroad. That's also eligible for partial funding. So we will have those opportunities. You will have priority registration. This is a big deal. And students, when they talk about the honors program, a lot of times the first thing they mention is how great it is to have priority registration so that you can get the classes you want. It's super important. And then you also have your own honors advisor. So Mark advises other students as well, but mostly he advises honors students and is available to talk to you about your goals, your classes, making sure you get through the program. So he's super, super helpful. And when we talk to students, their advice to most other students is usually go see Mark. So he's very popular with our students. We also offer professional develop opportunities. We offer a lot of extracurricular kinds of things where we have people come in and give talks. We're going to have one next week about the stock market and how it works. So we have all kinds of professional development kinds of things like making a CV, how to do an interview, so things like this. So we have a lot of those kinds of things. Plus, we have a lot of fun things as well. You will be having your own graduation. We haven't had anybody graduate yet, but we will be having recognition at graduation. So you will be recognized as an honor student when you graduate, and we will have our own graduation for your friends, family, and other honor students. You also have an opportunity to be in a living learning community with other honor students. So if you're going to live on campus, it's really great to be in this community because then you're there with other honor students. And so you get to know them more, you get to do activities with them. It's a good thing. So last year we had over 50 activities we did with our honor students. Some programs are so big that they can't really do activities with their students, but we're still small enough. We do a lot. So we play games. We have several game nights. We went to Yosemite. Every incoming freshman in the honors program has an opportunity to go to Yosemite for the weekend. And Mark, you went to that this weekend with the students. Did you want to make a couple of comments on that?
Hi, yes, sorry.
Sorry, I sort of put you on the spot there, but
You
you were
did,
the one
and
that got to go because Sunny and I were both, neither one of us could go. So you went.
it was a lot of fun. We they brought us there for the weekend. We left on Saturday morning and we came back Sunday afternoon. They showed us around certain parts of the park, and we were broken up into groups, and I was with most of the honor students that went on this adventure. You can see the picture there in the I guess upper right-hand corner. Um, we slept in cabins, and we got to split some wood, and we had a really good time. And the group that I went with, I think we have a camaraderie now that can't be described.
Wow, that's really neat. I think it's a unique opportunity, and of course, Yosemite is in our backyard, so we have lots of opportunities to do research in Yosemite, to do research with the parks within the UC system. So that's one of our research opportunities that we offer at UC Merced. That's really, really great. And the picture at the bottom is this thing called Dreamscape Learn. It's a 3D virtual reality. So we took some students over to experience this virtual reality thing. And they put headsets on us and we got to walk around and we had avatars. It was really, really cool. So we do all kinds of fun things for the students and for the honor students. We're having a dinner this Wednesday. It's a pizza dinner and we're going to be, it's with the faculty and with some of the deans. So it's also these dinners and some of these events. You get to interact with faculty, which is also, I think, really important because at some universities, especially the big ones, you might not really get to know your faculty members really well. But here we're all, we all know each other pretty well. And that's one of the advantages of coming to a smaller school is that you're not just a number, you are known. So if you want somewhere where, you get to be something other than just a number, Merced is a great place to come. And we really work hard at getting to know our students. The picture on the left is really cool. Lily, maybe you would like to talk about what that picture is on the left.
Of course. So I was part of a course taught by I'm a political science major, taught by our Center for Analytic and Political Engagement, where it was a legislative simulation where we all were members of the California State Senate, and it was taught by Professor Nathan Monroe and Congressman Adam Gray, and we got to take a trip for class to the Capitol, and this is all of this picture with the eight of us are all the honor students who were in that class, and we actually got to have a real floor debate on the floor on the assembly floor in the Capitol building in Sacramento. So it was super, super fun.
Thank you, Lily. Yes, it's a wonderful opportunity, and it's something that's unique to UC Merced. And there's a whole program where it trains you about legislation. They take you to UC Sacramento. You can spend a whole semester there. We also have a UC DC program where you can go to Washington, DC, and do an internship there. And on that program, you can do an internship on anything. There's people that go to museums. There's people that go to the White House. So there's all of these wonderful, wonderful opportunities for our students that were, it makes me wish I was a student, honestly, because these things are so awesome. The picture at the bottom is our current cohort. So this is a picture that we took in the fall of our new students and our faculty. Some of our deans are in there. So that's our new group. So I talked a little bit about the living learning community. I think it's a wonderful thing if you're new, especially because you will have an instant community in the honors program. Especially if you make the effort to come to events, and you will get to know people in your freshman seminar, so you get to know people that way as well. But this living learning community is another way that you can connect, and so you don't feel alone. So, a little bit about our requirements. So, as a first year student, so as an incoming freshman, you'll be taking one honor seminar per year. So, that's four. These are 1 hour seminars. They are not designed to be onerous in any way. They should be fun, in fact. And so, we have this, and it gives you a chance to work with the others honor students. So, you get to do group work with them, you get to know other people in your cohort. And I think it's very important. And you take one of these a year. You also take 5 honors courses during your time at UC Merced. So we like you to take 2 courses your first year, which would be 2 of your GE courses. We have something here at UC Merced that not every university has. It's called a Spark course. So we do offer honor Sparks just for the honor students. And we also offer a writing 10, which is one of our GE requirements. Every student has to do writing 10 unless you test out of it, which you might, right? So some students test out of it. But if you take your Spark and you're writing 10 the first year, then you only need 3 more honors courses. And there's lots of different kinds of ways to get those. So I don't think it's too difficult. It's essentially one honors course per year after the first year. So we do offer, for the seminars. What are the seminars? Well, these are only 1 unit, so it's only 1 hour a week. If you come in as a freshman, you're expected to take all 4. Now, we have a lot of students who have a lot of AP credits because they've taken college courses and stuff like that, and they want to graduate in 3 years. And if you want to graduate in 3 years, we can make that happen for you. So we don't you can petition to graduate earlier, and we don't prevent you from graduating with honors if you're going to graduate early. We have one student who's graduating in 2 years. So, wow, that was really fast. But he came in with a whole lot of honors courses, or I'm sorry, of AP courses. So that's why he was able to do that. I've offered honor seminar 1 twice now, and this coming fall will be our first honor seminar 2, and then we'll be offering honor seminar 3 the following year. So the one thing that you can do that other students can't if you're an honor student is you can do something called a course by contract. This is literally taking almost any course in the university and turning it into an honors course. So in other words, you'll be in a classroom with everybody else and they'll be doing something, but you will be doing something that elevates that course. So the way these work is that you meet with the professor and you design what an honors contract. So what it is you'd like to do. We recommend that people do these courses in courses they're particularly interested in or professors they particularly like to work with in their field. This is a great way to get to know your professor well and for your professor to get to know you because you can meet with them, a few times a semester. You'll do this special project with them. We have some people working in labs with their professors. We have some people doing papers. We have people doing all kinds of different things in their contracts. And of course, it just depends on the field. So So, if you're in art or if you're in communications or something, you may be doing something different than somebody who is maybe in the sciences. So we're very flexible about these, but we encourage students to at least do one. Usually they do more than one of these contracts. And it's a great way, like I said, to meet your professors, and non-honor students cannot do contracts. So this is something that's special for the honors student. The other way, and it's not on my slide, I apologize for that. But the other way you can get honors courses is to take a regular honors course, because we offer a number of regular honors courses, but we also you can take a graduate course. And so we've had lots of opportunities where people are inviting our honor students to be in their graduate courses. And so that's the other way that you can get these. You can also do this with independent studies. You can take an independent study in honors. So there's lots of different ways that you can get these courses so that you shouldn't have a problem. So we also have two co-curricular requirements. We have the experiential learning requirement. That could be a lot of different things. We have so many things that can count for this. If you went to our UCDC program or our UC Sacramento, if you did an internship, so we have internship opportunities available, lots of them actually. If you write a senior thesis, if you do a capstone project, you can do honors both in your field and do the university honors. So you can actually graduate with double honors, and you can double dip on that. So if you're doing an honors in your particular field, so let's say you're in political science and you're one of their honor students and you're going to write a capstone project, you can also use that as your experiential learning for your honor seminar. So there's lots of places where things can come together, and so you get your various learning experiences. Study abroad is another big one. We have a lot of students who are going to be doing study abroad or we have two students right now who went their second year for study abroad. So usually people don't do it till maybe their third year, but it's great. We have students going to Rome. We had some that went to, where did Prim go? Sonny, I can't remember.
He's in Singapore.
Oh, he's in Singapore. We have two people in Singapore, actually. One of
Yes,
our peer mentors went to Singapore as well.
and then is it Parma and Rome?
Yeah, Italy is very popular. For some reason, our students love Italy, but you can go anywhere. I mean, there's so many different places that you just have to choose where you want to have your study abroad experience. A lot of people think that study abroad isn't affordable, but it actually, some places you go, it costs less than being in Merced. And you can have your loans, your student loans will pay for it. So if you're on a student loan, you can use that instead of being in Merced. You can be studying abroad, and like I said, some places are actually cheaper than it is to stay here in the States. So lots of opportunities there. And then we have another co-curricular, which is the community mentorship and leadership. There's also a lot of different ways to get that. We have many of our students are actually tutors for other students, so they work in our tutoring center, or they may go out to the high schools, or they may go out to even to their own high school, or they might tutor students like in I know coding workshops. Shruti, you did some coding workshops for students, right?
I wasn't able to make any coding workshops, but I've done several physics workshops so far and a couple of calculus workshops. We just
So
had a bunch of students get together and work through problems where I was able to guide them in the right direction.
and those kind of things can count as well. So we have another student who's tutoring people in math, and he's just doing it kind of on his own. But that can count. We have a Yosemite leadership program that's fabulous, where you can spend a summer in Yosemite. Um, and we have various clubs and organizations, and we have lots and lots of different ways you can get this. The other way you can get it is that if you haven't come up with something on your own, we will be doing some community work in Honor Seminar 3, and in Honor Seminar 4, we're going to be implementing some projects with the community, so you can also get it through that. So we will ensure that you make sure that you get your community mentorship and leadership. So in your application, when you apply to UC Merced, as soon as you get an acceptance to UC Merced, you will get an invitation to apply for the honors program. Everyone gets this. So if you're accepted into UC Merced, you can apply for the program. Now, it does not mean you will get in, but it does mean that we want you to apply because you may or may not see yourself as an honor student. Apply anyway. It's important because, like I said, we're not looking for just the top students. We like to have academically motivated students, but we're also looking for other things. So I know last year we admitted a couple of students who maybe weren't the very, very top, in terms of GPA, but they had so many other things going on in terms of their community work and in terms of their artistic abilities, all kinds of things. So we really look at you as a person. And we actually read all of your applications. We have a committee, and I read every single one of them, and our committee reads most of them, and at least two people look at your application. And so we have some free response questions for you that we ask. These are just like little short essay. They're not really essays. They're like 75 to 150 words, so they shouldn't be too difficult. Um, and they're fairly general questions, just about to see, what you're thinking. What are you thinking, and why do you want to be in the honors program? These kinds of things, and what do you have to offer the honors program? So not only what we have to offer you, but what do you have to offer us? Um, the other thing we have is, and this is unique. You're probably not going to see this in other college applications, but we ask you to submit what we call a creative product. And it can be a lot of different things. We have gotten everything from people who are dancers, who've recorded dancers. We had a concert violinist submit something. We've had people submit photographs that they took. We've had people submit poems that they wrote, websites that they designed, all kinds of things. And if you're a math person, you can submit a creative math problem as well. So we also appreciate those kinds of things. Maybe you built a video game, maybe you wrote a story. Lots of anything pretty much, as long as it's something that you did. It's really important that it's yours. So we are less interested in like AI generated work. That's really not what we're looking for. So we ask you not to use AI on this, and to really, generate this from yourself. So if it's a painting you did and you want to submit a photo of that painting or something like that, that's the kind of thing we really want to see. And then you get an opportunity to write a little reflection on your creative product and why it's important to you and how it represents your values. So this gives us a really good chance to get to know you as a person, not just as a number. And so we really carefully select our honor students. That we're looking for well-rounded students who are interested in their communities, who have all kinds of things to offer the world, and that are thinking about the world around them. So those are the kinds of things that we're looking for when we look at those applications. So I do hope you'll apply, because even if you don't think you're the right fit, you might be. So go ahead and take a shot. We actually admitted many of the students that applied last year. I think we admitted maybe 60%. So go ahead and apply with us. We want you. We want you to be a Bobcat. So do any of you have questions for us?
Holly, there have been a lot of great questions in the Q&A. A couple that came up. Can you just confirm for everyone to hear that you do not need to commit to UC Merced in order to apply to our program?
Correct?
And the priority consideration deadline for incoming first year students is February 1st.
Yes. So if at all possible, get your application in by February 1st. And you don't have to make a decision on which university you're going to until maybe April. I think it's right after Bobcat Day. And sometimes, that gets moved out a little bit. So just because you apply, it doesn't it doesn't mean that you have to come to UC Merced. But hopefully You will.
Another question for you, Holly, since we're answering them lies, about how many students are accepted for the honors program?
We're going to accept 75 this year. So last year we had 468 applications, and we accepted more than came here. So that's kind of what we're talking about, is that we can accept you into the honors program, and it may influence your decision to come to Merced or not. Um, and you may end up going somewhere else, but you could have come here and been in the honors program.
Another question that came in is how many students do you have for aerospace engineering? And I'm assuming this is for within the university honors program.
I think we have
That's
5
a,
in the honors program. Is that
that's a,
right?
that's a good question. Five sounds about right, but it is a new program and it's growing. So we also have students who are in the aerospace um, tract of one of the engineering majors, and I'm blanking. I'm so sorry. Um, oh, shoot.
It might be
Sorry.
mechanical.
Yes, mechanical.
Yeah,
Um, so so there's a mix of aerospace engineers.
yeah. So we have quite a few actually. And we're probably going to get more this year. We had a lot. And I think we took every student in aerospace engineering that applied, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Our engineering programs are very honors friendly.
And Lori Ann, who's one of our peer mentors, is an environmental engineering major.
Lori Ann, you want to say a couple words?
I'm Lorianne, but you guys can call me Lori. I am a second year environmental engineering major. I will say like the honors program, I've really liked it so far. I've gotten a lot of out of it. I will say that I know some of the questions I've been trying to answer, like what are the benefits you can get out of the honors program? As an engineering major and anyone who's in an impacted major like biology or chemistry or applied math, there's a lot of benefit to being in the honors program because you get priority registration. So my engineering classes, everyone I know who's not in the honors program always complains like, oh, my class is full and like I don't know what I'm to do, like I'm not on track anymore. But I don't have to worry about that because I get the priority. I just put in my classes and I'm good to go. So I think that's one of like the greatest benefits I will always say to anyone who's interested. It's like those matter, your registration matters. So you should take advantage of it. And then I've also been able to get really close with professors that I've been in contracts with because there is kind of like a constant communication that you go through, like submitting your work, asking questions. And although I haven't taken anything for engineering yet, I know for next semester I'm planning to take some engineering courses on an honors contract. And I'm already talking to my teachers, having meetings with them, trying to figure out like what that is. And that can really open doors for, finding internship opportunity, study opportunity, work, research, things like that.
Thank you, Lori. Lily, you want to say a couple words?
There was a question I wanted to answer live. Someone asked, what are Lori Ann and Lily's favorite things with the Honors College for student life? One of the best things that the Honors College has given me, honestly, is my current best friend, Emily. Emily and I were the first honors students in first political science majors in the first honors cohort, and we actually got personally invited by the dean of political science and the director of a office on campus called the Center for Analytic and Political Engagement. We got personally invited as first semester freshmen to have a private lunch with them where we discussed like what it means to like how to succeed best in the political science program and like internship opportunities. And now thanks to that and thanks to the honors program, Emily and I are both going to be spending the summer in Sacramento doing a fellowship and working an internship at the Capitol.
Well, that's pretty exciting.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
congratulations on that. That's really great. Shruti, you want to say a couple words?
Yes, of course. Even I am not uh, part of the honors program as a student, as a mentor, I've honestly seen that honors students get access to plenty of opportunities through networking with professors. Like last semester, actually, at our orientation dinner, we had a bunch of professors and students just had the opportunity to interact with these professors, talk to them about their research, about their classes, and the events that we do often involve professors and their areas of study. And you can always, because it's like more one-on-one, there's more opportunities for one-on-one conversations. You can always inquire about research opportunities. We have webinars, we have uh, events, and we also have information on internships and other opportunities. And also, the peer mentors host a lot of events that help you guys facilitate study habits, resume building, LinkedIn, interview prep, and we're even working on getting more of that for this semester. Definitely a lot of opportunities are unlocked with this.
And Shruti, you sponsored a cultural event last year.
Sorry, could you say that again?
I think you sponsored a cultural event last year.
Yes, so I hosted a Diwali event last year where I was able to talk about the different stories with Diwali. We did mehendi or henna. I brought some Indian sweets. We made paper rangolis, and we all just had a great time. I also think that the honors room is just like a great place to learn more about each other, more about different cultures, and overall, I think it's a very well-rounded program.
And one of the things I didn't mention to you all is that we also have an honor space. And so we have our own room. It has a sofa, it has computers, it has a printer, it has scanners. You can come up there and work, or you can just come up and socialize. We also have a refrigerator and we have snacks. And so a lot of people just come up and hang out with us in the honor space. And that's also a way to kind of get to know people in the program. And so we all keep office hours there at some point. So we're all up there at some point. You can come up and meet everybody. Well, I want to thank everybody who showed up today. Thank you for coming and for your interest in the honors program. Please apply as soon as you get your acceptance to UC Merced. We're next on the list. Apply for the honors program. We would really like to see your application. And oh, I see lots of little hearts and things. Oh, this is so great. Thank you. And thank you for our peer mentors showing up today. It's always nice to see our students here. Thank you, Mark. And of course, thank you, Sunny, for helping us organize. And thank you, Brendan, for being here with us. I think that's pretty much what we have. We can stick around for a couple more minutes if anybody else has a question. But that's what we got for you. So thank
Yes.
you.
Someone had a question in the chat about the LLC for the honors program. So Lori and I were actually both in the LLC our first year. That's how we met each other. We all lived in one hallway in the El Portal dorm. And I have to say that really helped me connect with a lot of the students in the honors program from the first cohort because we would all walk, we had classes together. A lot of us took this one writing honors class. So we would all walk to class together. We'd discuss what we are going to do on the way there. Then we'd all walk back to our dorm together. There was a lot of LLC events the RAs like to put on. So we'd go to those together. And I'd say that I'm still really close with the people who I was in the LLC with. And it was definitely a great opportunity to meet and connect with people who weren't in my major, but were still part of the honors program.
And I can add on that like there would be things that like there's people in the honors program that I didn't really talk to a lot last year. I will admit like last year I was really busy, wasn't always at every program, but I come into the space now and there's people that I recognize from the LLC that I'm like, "Oh, hi, like what did you think of living there?" And I remember like we would all talk about like every fire drill happening at like
Hmm.
11 p.m. to 1 in the morning, and we all just bond over the fact that there's like a shared experience there. Like I remember telling people like, yeah, I had a midterm that the next day after that fire drill, I did not study. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, me too. So there's kind of a really special like connection there of just having shared experiences and getting to like you can talk about things and everyone's in the know like what's happening.
So, Sunny, do we have a deadline for when we're going to send our first round of acceptances?
The goal is March 2026, 2026. And so that will begin the rollout of decisions.
Okay. And so we have different people applying at different times. So transfer students applied a little bit different time, but yes, that will be our first rollout of decisions. And that should be the people who well, we may have another round of acceptances, right? So just because you don't get accepted in the March group, you might get accepted, in a couple of weeks later. Usually after Bobcat Day is when things start to really get sort of solid. Um, but yes, you'll know if you're accepted. But we also have a waiting list. So, and a lot of people from our waiting list end up getting accepted. So, yeah. And they have what they call an SIR date where you have to decide if you're coming to Merced or not, and that's usually quite late. I think it's usually scheduled for early May.
Yeah, that day, Holly, for our first year students is May 5th.
May 5th. So somebody asked, are admissions to the honors program rolling? Um, in a sense, they are, because if you're on the wait list, you can still get admitted. So in that sense, how many acceptances would be given to continuing students? Probably maybe 20 to 25 for maybe, well, it could be more than that. It could be like maybe 40. We'll have
I
to,
bel
we don't know.
I believe there's a priority for first year students.
Yes, first year and transfer. So we tend to fill in the numbers with our own students, right? But yes, there is a priority. So as a first year student, you do have priority. What are other requirements needed to join the honors program? Our GPA was 3 well, to stay in the program, once you're here, the GPA is 3.1. So I think for incoming freshmen, I think a 3.1 GPA is what we're looking for. 3.2. Yeah. But we do have exceptions. What are other requirements needed to join the Army? I can tell you some of the things we're looking for. One of the things we're looking for is, have you been engaged with your community? And community can mean anything. It can mean your school, it can mean your religious group, it can mean your community in different kinds of ways. Um, so community broadly writ. So are you community minded? I think that's one of the things we're looking for.
Yeah, we want you to interact. We want you to be part of the group. We know that you're busy and we know that you've got other things, but one of the strengths of the honors program, which our peer advisors have been communicating tonight, is the togetherness.
Yeah.
And I can see that as an advisor, and I think it's very helpful to not only your college experience, but to your educational experience as well.
If we can't decide between two creative products, can we submit both? No. Gotta pick one.
Yep, pick one.
That is a fantastic question. Thank you so
Yep.
That's a
much.
really good question. Yeah.
Someone asked if there's a change in tuition due to the honors program. No, there is no change in tuition. There is no fee to apply. There is no change in tuition. It does not add any charge to your college. It just adds experience.
We will not charge you extra. Just
No.
please join our program.
Are there any pre-med advising programs on campus? Mark, you want to answer that?
There is a pre-med advisor. However, to be honest, that position is open currently. So, in the meantime, they are over in natural science, I think controls that. They're doing like all hands on deck kind of thing. So we're hoping by the time you come here that won't be an issue. So short answer is yes, there is, and hopefully long answer is yes, there will be one too.
Do students who have already applied have an advantage of getting in, or do we all have the same opportunity? Everyone has the same opportunity. How long should the creative writing excerpt be? It's on the application. I want to say 150 words. They're pretty short. All of these little essays are short. None of them are more than 150 words.
Ollie, you're mentioning the free response.
Yeah. No,
Minimum.
no, on the creative product.
Oh, gotcha. I thought you were referring to the free response.
Yeah, the free response are 75 to 150 words. We don't, and by the way, if it says 75 to 150 and they actually give you a prompt like that, pay attention to that. Because if you write less than 75, then we're going to think you didn't really take it seriously. So even if you don't think you're a writer, flesh it out the best you can. Does UHP pair students so they work on common items? That would help if there are less mentors. I don't know how to answer that exactly. We had thought about doing something called a Big Little program, but we haven't managed to get that rolling yet. That is something that could happen, though. So you might be paired with an older or a more experienced student, right, who could be a kind of an advisor. Um, I don't know if we're going to make that happen or not, though. I can't commit to that. But if you come up to honor space, you're going to meet lots of people, and you're going to make friends on your own.
Yeah, I was going to add to that. As you continue to, join community hours, meet new peers in the university honors program, meet with the peer mentors, the pairing itself happens organically within the program. So, and not only does that happen peer to peer, but it'll happen between your faculty mentors too. So a lot of the students that I've been talking to really do value that faculty mentorship. And that's actually within the classroom. It can be within the lab. Honors course by contracts, that's a fantastic way
Yep.
to get faculty mentorship. So it kind of happens organically for that pairing, if you will.
One of the things that I advise students is that use your honors contract strategically, right? So you had this professor that you think is really interesting. You've looked into their research. You've had a class with him or her or them, and they ignite your interest in whatever it is that you're interested in. Go do a class with them and do an honors contract. That's a good way to get to know them, build that professional relationship so that you get those opportunities that you wouldn't get otherwise.
I see. I already got an answer, but it was the average class size. I just wanted to mention that we have very, very few really large classrooms. Most of our classes are 60 or less. Most of them are around 24, especially upper division. They're all going to be pretty small. What does housing look like? Lorianne, you got that one. It's the same housing or the same physical plant. So they don't get special looking housing. Can a student who has been admitted to the MAP program still apply to the honors program? Brandon, I don't see why not. If they're admitted, anybody who's admitted to UC Merced can apply to the honors program.
Yeah, so if they're MAP eligible and admitted, then there should be no issues with the honors program.
Oh, do you get dropped if you get bad grades? If your GPA falls below 3.1, you're put on what we call academic notice. So you have 2 semesters to recover your grades. So we don't automatically drop you from the program. Some people have a rough time the first semester. That's
We
just,
expect that.
we expect it. So no, we won't. We won't just kick you out. Um, it's not about staying in the program. It's at graduating from the program. So yes, you have an experiential learning requirement and you have the community engagement requirement. And the community engagement requirement, we like to see at least 20 hours worth of effort put into whatever the project is. But we hate to put a number on it. It's more about what's the project, what does it mean to you?
And it should mean something to you. It shouldn't be something that you do just to fulfill a requirement. We want you to be community minded in the sense of what you're going to give back to the community, not just what you're getting from the honors program.
Yeah, and if you're at UC Merced and you transfer out, your honors does not transfer with you.
You're going to stay at UC Merced because we're a great school.
Right. Why would you want to transfer out? Come on.
You get the best advisor on campus.
Okay.
There was one thing I wanted to bring up about the creative project application. I know that when I applied, I do creative work, but I'm a little more scared to share it. So I remember like being really stressed out, like, oh, I really want to get into this program, but I really don't know what to submit. And I think I had been emailing Sunny about it. I was like, hey, I have this like environmental research paper I did my senior year of high school. I'm super proud of it. Like, could you look at it and tell me if that's okay? So the application, even though it says creative, it doesn't mean it like has to be an artwork or has to be musical or anything. I submitted like I think it was like an 11-page paper, but I was just super proud of it. And it showed off like my research skills that I could, do work at kind of like a college level. And I submitted that. So don't feel afraid if like, oh, I'm not that creative, like, or I don't want to share my creative work. You can also submit like an academic piece that you're really proud of.
Oh yeah, and
My
we love that.
my creative project that I submitted was a music video I made for my AP Gov class my senior year that was a parody of Creep by Radiohead about federalism. So it can be anything from a gorgeous research paper that Lori wrote to a questionably edited music video.
Are there
I
any
love,
other programs at UC Merced that would prevent me from joining the honors program?
wow.
Only one. If you are admitted to our med ed program, which is called Prime, you cannot join the honors program the first year, but you can apply for the second year. We answered all the questions?
Yeah. Oh, one more.
Oh, what is the med ed program?
Yeah.
The med ed program, we're admitting about 15 students a year that are will take a medical they have to be in particular um either biological bio, right? What
Yeah, I
else?
believe so.
Chem might be one. Anyway, they have to take particular majors, they have to take particular classes, and it's a fast track to medical school. And so there is this thing. It's called Prime, Prime. And you might want to look it up. I don't have that much information. Brandon, do you know much about how to apply for Prime?
Yeah, so with the Prime program, so that coincides with the regular admissions cycle and process. However, for this current upcoming academic year, that application period is already over. It was back in November of 2025, when the deadline was for that program. But as you were saying, Holly, yeah, it's essentially the medical education program. That's kind of that pathway into medical school once a student completes their bachelor's degree.
Yeah. So, no, you have to come in as an incoming freshman to join Prime. You can't apply in your second year, um, but you can apply to the honors program if you're in Prime. Your second year can apply to the honors program. But yeah, Prime is no, you have to do it now.
A question that I answered quite a few times, so I'll just want to say it out loud to clear it up, is once you're in the honors program, you're in. You don't need to reapply every year.
Yep.
Once you apply and you get in, you're in for good.
Yeah. Thank you.
I can answer kind of the question with the question says if I'm admitted to bioengineering, how does emphasis work? With most engineering degrees, I know because I'm also thinking an emphasis I want, you're going to still be with that specific major degree, but there's different classes you can register for that put you on the emphasis track. So for me, I have all my basic environmental engineering classes, but if I want emphasis in water or and hydrology, I'd have to take a specific set of classes that are towards that track. So like water and waste management. Or if I wanted to go the microbiology emphasis, I would have to take this strain of microbiology classes. That's something that when you come here, you can always talk to, like if you get in the program, you'll be able to talk to Mark about it.
Yep.
But you'll also have your academic advisors that can kind of help put you on that track.
And I'll say just generally that all the majors that have emphases, the first 2 years are the same for all majors. So you start off with the basics and then you choose your emphases, sometimes right away, sometimes in your second year, and then you can move on, like Lori said, into the very specific tracks that you want to take.
Well, I think that's probably it for us tonight, Brandon. What do you think?
Yeah,
Yep.
that wraps up our time here today with the University Honors Program. And before we log off this evening, just a few quick admissions related events I just want to highlight. And I did share in the chat a little while ago. One of them is our Experience UC Merced programs, and those begin March 30th and run through April 24th. And the registration link is available in the link that I put in the chat. And that the registration is coming soon. And then we have our Bobcat Day event on Saturday, April 18th. And that's an all-day in-person event from 8 to 2 p.m. And the registration is open for that event. And yeah, other than that, I want to thank the University Honors Program for joining us this evening and for them being able to answer all the questions that were being asked today. So thank you all.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
thanks
you're
everyone
welcome.
for coming. Much appreciated.
All right, everyone. Well, that concludes today's presentation. And this will also be uploaded on our admissions website in about a week from today. So it was being recorded. So if you all missed any information or want to hear the presentation again, it's going to be on our website. So yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks,
Have a
Have a
good
good
evening,
everybody.
everyone.
See you later. Bye-bye.